According to ancient legend, Palermo wasn't just founded by any mortal. It was the god of the sea, Poseidon himself, who claimed this land. The myth says that Poseidon fell in love with the beauty of Sicily and created Palermo as a gift to his lover, the nymph Partenope. Palermo is a city of contrast and harmony. It's a place where the legend of Poseidon, the resilience of Saint Rosalia, and the architectural legacy of Arab, Norman, and Baroque influence all come together. For those of you that travel with me, it's an experience that goes beyond sightseeing. In Palermo, every corner is filled with stories waiting to be discovered, and each taste, sound, and sight will draw you deeper into its vibrant soul. I invite you now to uncover and discover the hidden places surrounding and inside Palermo. I am arriving in the archaeological park of Selinunte to see the temples. This is the biggest, one of the biggest archaeological and largest temples of ancient Greek. And that's what we're going to see right now. You can see I'm sweating a lot because it's very hot. I am the ticket officer. I just got my tickets right now, so it's 10 euros for you to be able to see the park, which is quite massive. I don't have all the time that I wanted to do everything on foot, so I got another ticket of 8 euros to get the transfer to go from one archaeological site to the other one. So let's start this trip now with me. Founded in the 7th century BC by Greek settlers from Maghreb, Selinunte was once one of Sicily's richest and most powerful cities. It prospered as a trade hub and controlled a vast tract of land until it fell to the Carthaginians in 409 BC. Though the city was eventually destroyed, the grandeur of its temples and remains still impress visitors today. One thing that's really crazy for me is that this is literally like 7 centuries before Christ. How could they put a building together like this? Like, it's so massive. You guys have no... I mean, even for me, it's shocking, like, how big it is. It's really, really, really massive. I'm so impressed, honestly. Very, very, very impressed. So a Greek god to a Greek temple. This was the best preserved of the temples, and it was likely dedicated to Hera, the queen of the gods. Its massive columns, though partially reconstructed, offer a glimpse into a scale of splendor of Greek religion's architecture. I'm literally so impressed with this. This is so impressive. I'm going to take the car now, which is like the golf car, which will take us from this archaeological temple to the other one. So that's the car that I'm taking. The largest temple on site, though largely in ruins, is believed to have been dedicated to Zeus. At 110 meters in length, it's one of the largest Greek temples in the Mediterranean, though its massive size made it vulnerable to collapse even in ancient times. There are several more temples, labeled A through G, that I could not visit, because these they start from A to Z. You wanna get with me, you gotta list carefully, you got A in the... I'm just joking. Another option is to visit the Valley of the Temples in Agrigento, which is one of Sicily's most famous archaeological sites. Founded as Agricas in 580 BC by Greek colonists from Gila. The Capuchin catacombs in Palermo are fascinating yet creepy spot. They started in the late 1500s as a burial place for monks, but soon wealthy locals wanted to be buried here too. Over time, around 8,000 people were mummified and put on display, dressed in their best clothes and placed in open niches or coffins. Walking through, you get a rare up-close look at how Sicilians viewed death and honored their dead centuries ago. It's one of a kind, chilling experiences that mixes history with a bit of macabre. And here is another place that I'm taking you to discover the wonderful and mysterious Palermo. Dating back to the 16th century, the Capuchin monks began using the catacombs as a final resting place, originally just for their order. Over time, the practice expanded to include wealthy citizens, clergy, and even children. What makes the catacombs so unique is the preservation of bodies. The Capuchins developed a method of natural mummification, drying bodies in chambers for 8 months before dressing them and placing them in niches. The result? Hundreds of mummies that are still eerily well preserved. One of the most famous mummies is Rosalia Lombardo, a 2-year-old girl who died in 1920. Known as the Sleeping Beauty, her body remains remarkable intact due to a special embalming process, giving her the appearance of a doll-like child peacefully resting. The catacombs are a haunting reminder of Palermo's history, faith, and fascination of mortality. Visiting these corridors, you are faced with century-old faces, each telling its own silent story. The Capuchin catacombs of Palermo offer an experience you won't find anywhere else, a mix of history, mystery, and a close look at Sicilians' unique approach to honoring the dead. So I'm about to enter in the Massimo Theater in Palermo. I'm going to do a guided tour in English. Massimo Theater is the biggest opera house in Italy and is one of the biggest ones in Europe. From the outside, it really looks massive. When I was walking on my first day, I had the impression that it was a cathedral or something, just because its size. But you know, it's time to do some cultural things for you. Your gay guide is not only about gay places. I've told you like 1,000 times. I really like to check what the landmarks have inside. That's how you get to know deeply a place. You have to go in the core. You go in, very in. Jokes aside, let's go and explore the inside Massimo Theater together. Come. Built between 1875 and 1897, it was designed by the architect Giovanni Battista Filippo Basile and completed by his son Ernesto Basile. This grand theater was meant to symbolize Palermo's rebirth and cultural prominence after a period of economic decline. The interior is just as impressive, with seating for over 1,300 people across 7 levels of box seats and luxurious royal box. The ceiling, known as the Well of Light, is a unique feature, a rotating painted ceiling designed by Ernesto Basile, representing the triumph of music, which can be opened for ventilation. Teatro Massimo's acoustics are among the finest in the world. The Sala del Re in Teatro Massimo is an opulent room crafted to honor visiting royalty, filled with luxurious furnishing and fine woodwork. Located near the royal box for a perfect view and privacy, it was meant to welcome kings, though, ironically, pride kept the king from ever seeing it. Legend says that when King Victor Emmanuel arrived in Teatro Massimo, he noticed a single step slightly higher than the other ones at the entrance. This detail, added by the architect to symbolize that no one, not even the king, stood above art, offended him. Feeling his authority challenged by this gesture, The king refused to enter, ultimately never stepping into the theater or the magnificent decorated Sala de Ore, the room designed for the royalty.
This is one of the most beautiful rooms of the theater. It has like a Greek style with the paintings in the ceiling, and she said that it looks like Pompeii, like that was the inspiration, and I'm very inspired here, honestly. So yeah, we are going to have a very good video because your Guyde is very inspired.
Ballaros and Voceria markets are the lifeblood of Palermo's street culture. Here, you can taste Sicilian specialties like arancini and sfincione, with soaking up the city's vibrant spirit. These markets date back centuries and are a testament to Palermo's social and culinary traditions.
A great experience. Very crazy. But something different to experience, and now I'm going to the literal the center of the market. So this is a mix of cows and colors and food and people having fun. But this is literally like pretty much Sicily and the core of Sicilians. So if you come to Palermo and you didn't come to the historical market, it's like you missed a huge and massive part of Palermo. And as we've been doing it for so long, I know that one thing that you don't want to miss, it's a big part. So let's go now, because we have more to explore.
Mercato di San Lorenzo is a vibrant market in Palermo, known for its lively atmosphere, where locals and tourists alike can explore a wide variety of fresh produce, traditional street food, and the unique local products, making it a true feast of senses.
I am in one of the most beautiful places in Palermo, and here you're going to find a lot of buildings in this Liberty style, which came about the end of 1800s, the beginning of 1900s, and a lot of artists from this period, they were Italians. So when you come to this place in Palermo, it's like you have an orgasm of Liberty styles. Here I am in the square, one of the most important squares in Mondello, and here you see the fountain with a mermaid, because the legend says that Mondello was built by the daughter of Poseidon, the mermaid, and that's why they have this in tribute to the founder of the city.
The legend says it was founded by a mermaid who fell in love with this beautiful part of Sicily. According to the folklore, the mermaid was captivated by the turquoise water, lush coastlines, and mountain views. She was so in love by the place that she dedicated to make it her home, and it's said that her presence blessed Mondello with its stunning beauty. One of Mondello's unique features is Art Nouveau architecture, like the famous pier, Antico Stabilimento Balneari di Mondello. Built in the early 900s, it adds a touch of elegance and history to this beautiful setting. The colorful beach cabins and lively promenades give Mondello a charm.
Where before we had a place where only the rich had access and they would come here to swim,
Now we have this amazing place that you can visit and have a nice meal because there is a restaurant which is quite famous. But we are in a very beautiful piece of art from the Liberty time. Although the restaurant is open for anyone, if you want to access this place, you need to be one of the members or get a daily pass, which is available as well. Palermo's Villa Giulia, a beautiful 18th century public garden that once housed a collection of exotic animals, including a famous lion called Ciccio. Later, they introduced a female lion, and the two bonded closely. Spending all their time together, they became an enduring sight for visitors, symbolizing companionship and loyalty. However, when the female lion passed away, the male lion became visibly distressed, refusing to eat and spending hours lying in the same place where they used to rest together. His behavior was so striking that locals began visiting the zoo simply to check on his condition, feeling empathy for his profound grief. Now I am in Jardin Botanico, where you find the oldest tree in Europe. It's in Palermo, you see, you have a lot of things to do in Palermo that you probably didn't know. And during the Sunday, a lot of people come here to buy the flowers. It's a very nice place to come and visit. The smell of the flowers is amazing. And I think I look quite Greek, right? I look quite Greek for this video. If you would like to visit Jardin Botanico in Sicily, the entrance ticket is just €5 and you can get it from the door. And that's it mainly. Come here, have fun and enjoy the green. This is one of the oldest and most important botanical gardens in Europe, located right next to Villa Giulia, founded in 1789. And here we are in the market where they sell antiques in front or close of Palazzo Garibaldi. And every Sunday if you come here you are going to find some people selling antiques. According to one of my little birds, it's one of the oldest places in Palermo. If you come to a market that sells antiques, what would you buy for yourself? I wonder, what would you buy? Let your gay guys know, I'm curious. Located in the city center, the monastery of St. Caterina of Alexandria is famous not only for its beautiful architecture, but also for its incredible cannoli and traditional Sicilian pastry made by nuns. This 16th century monastery is located in the historic center of Palermo near the Quattro Canti Square and has become a popular spot for tourists who want to experience authentic Sicilian treats in a unique setting. There is nothing better than eating a very nice sweet, and this special sweet is made by the nuns. So today I came to the nuns' house to try cannoli, one of the best in Palermo evidently. The queue is pretty big, so expect to spend a good time here in the queue to get your cannoli. But come prepared because it's going to be an explosion of sugar, but a worth one.
panolão.
Palermo's cathedral is a mix of architectural influences, showcasing the layers of Palermo's history. Founded in 1185, it contains royal tombs, including that of King Frederick II. It's a place where you can feel the presence of Palermo's powerful past. The mountain of Monte Pellegrino is home of the sanctuary of Saint Rosalia, Palermo's beloved patron saint. According to the legend, Rosalia retreated to this mountain to escape a life of privilege, and when the city faced devastating plague, her relics were found and Palermo was miraculously saved. Her sanctuary remains a pilgrimage site and a place of reference. This was my first video in the Uncover and Discover series, and what better place to start than Palermo? Now I want to hear from you. Have you been to Palermo? Which of these fun facts did you already know? Let me know in the comments below and I will see you next time. Kisses on your cheek and hands on your ass. Mwah. Your Guyde.